Assalamu alaikum, shalom, peace, peace, hotep, salam Allah to the true living gods, the supreme angels, near and abroad. We're going to pick up where we left off yesterday. Had a lot of stuff I had to do today, but we're going to continue from Ghetto Gods and Goddesses. I'm going to what I'm going to do, we left in the middle of a paragraph. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reread that whole paragraph again and pick up from there. In the most holy name of Allah, God, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, His is the name of Almighty Allah whom we praise. And in the name of His beloved messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I thank Almighty God, Allah, and His messenger for raising up His beloved ministers to help guide us to the path of reality. And I pray within and work without that Allah forgive us for our weaknesses and our faults, and that we die not unless it's in a harmony and in accord with the life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Amen. Okay, let's get into this. There are very few people who realize that God has no religion. They are commonly known as the poor righteous teachers. They strive and struggle in a materialistic country that advocates an immaterial God. This law of divide and conquer, or Yaqub's law, is used to confuse, control, and contain 95% of the people on the planet Earth. In imperialistic America, everyone and thing is divided. Black, white, Democrat, Republican, rich, poor, male, female, choice, pro-choice, etc., etc., etc. The whole world, with the exception of the 5%ers at present, many of the fruit of Islam, are divided. It is like a cornucopia, a cone-shaped horn overflowing with fruits and flowers, meaning FOIs and MGTs are fruits and flowers, arguing over which type of flavor or fruit or flower is the best. I do not care if you are an apple, orange, lemon, cherry, or peach, or rose, or lotus flower. All fruit contain vitamin C, consciousness, or the ability to see. It is the nature of the fruit that some be sweet, sour, and bitter. We do not expect citrus fruit to grow in the ghetto or cold climate. If we could mature into ripe fruit, we would reclaim our planet overnight. In reality, Allah is one. There is only one law. It has dimensions of itself: moral, universal, criminal, civil, political, psychological, etc. History, experience, need, and efficiency are key indicators of the fairness of the rule of law. The lawmakers must incorporate a method of self-removal in case an officer becomes corrupt. In universal law, if the electron, meaning the 10%ers, tries to bond with the proton, meaning the 5%ers, and the neutron, 85%ers, an explosion occurs and the system must renew itself. In Islam, no one is above the law. The Master Farad Muhammad said, the restricted laws of Islam is our success. The rank of law is 1, the lessons; 2, the bylaws; 3, the officials; 4, the body or the believers. In universal law, some stars are dominant and others recessive. Some atoms are simply heavier than others. In our very being, some organs are more important than others. So it is with our need for authority. As a wazir, which is the Arabic name for a minister, I am the servant of the private soldier. A private soldier should never follow me. He and or she must follow the rule of law, the teachings of Messenger Elijah Muhammad. They should work with me or any official as long as we remain in accord with the teachings or the truth. Just because a pear does not grow on the same tree as the coconut smile does not negate the fact that they both are fruit. Some of us are a little hard-headed. The Holy Quran teaches us in chapter 23, ayats 52 through 54 the following. And surely this your nation is one nation, and I am your Lord. So keep your duty to me, meaning Master Fard Muhammad, the Supreme Allah God in person. But they became divided into sects, each party rejoicing in that which was with them. I'm with this minister. I'm with this minister. Oh, they hypocrites. I don't like him. I don't like her. Oh, they teaching this. Oh, the messenger brother, the minister Farrakhan, Salas Muhammad, father-in-law. And the devil is still ruling, and his time was up in 1985. And we're so divided amongst ourselves under Dr. Yaqub Malik Shabazz's teachings on divide and conquer that the devil is laughing and still in full control of the wicked wilderness of North America and the nations around the planet Earth. So the Holy Quran says, let me read it again. And surely this your nation is one nation, and I am your Lord. So keep your duty to me. But they became divided into sects, each party rejoicing in that which was with them. So leave them in their ignorance. Now, a lot of people want to cast their pearls among swine. They think, in fact, the best way I heard Brother Minister Nuri Muhammad broke it down one time, and he brought up a good point. He explained, you don't have to wear the same uniform to have uniformity. Simple, but that is profound. That's it right there. I mean, it's like you could be with Brother Minister Jeremiah Shabazz, Brother Minister Mutaquan, Brother Minister Levi Kareem, Brother Minister Nasir, the Messenger Direct Teachings, Minister Farrakhan Salas, Father Law, Afrocentric, Pan-Africanism, Dr. Ben, Ivan Ben Sertima, you name it. It's just countless brothers and sisters in the struggle. But you should have consciousness and see that there is a link in all of our struggles. We're all striving for peace, truth, freedom, justice, and equality. We may call it different languages, different labels, different colors, different uniforms, different boots, books, videos, whatever. But at the end of the day, we need that unity. We need that love. We need that elevation of understanding of those who are original. So the Holy Quran again, and surely this, your nation, is one nation, and I am your Lord, so keep your duty to me. But they became divided into sects, each party rejoicing in that which was with them. So leave them in their ignorance till a time. Holy Quran, chapter 23, ayats 52 through 54. So it says, leave them in that ignorance till a time. Meaning, when they see the destruction, oh, they are going to unite. They're going to be banging on your door. I mean, hold up. Assalamu alaikum. Islam. Noble Ali, Marcus Garvey. Oh, I love you, brother. I love you, sister. Yeah, the devil on your heels right now. I mean, we must learn to see Allah in the mirror. We must not only teach the truth, we must be the truth. The Holy Quran teaches us in Surah 28 or chapter 28, ayats 47 through 50 or verses 47 through 50. At least if a disaster should befall them for what their hands have sent before, they should say, our Lord, why didst thou not send to us a messenger so that we might have followed thy messages and been of the believers? But now, when the truth has come to them from us, they say, why is he not given the like of what was given to Moses? Did they not disbelieve in that which was given to Moses before? See, I love my black Hebrew bro. They out there on the front lines fighting for our people's liberations. How can I argue with them? I wish it was a whole bunch more of them. We need more team players like that. Now I mean? But at the same time, In the Torah, they themselves teach and know the scriptures. When Moses came, the people was rebellious against Moses. When Jesus came, you had your doubting Thomases, your sellouts. Even though they seen all the miracles, they still didn't believe in Jesus' teaching. After Muhammad proved all this work, he was on the front line himself, and they became divided against him. They start slandering the holy prophet. It's human nature. The Holy Quran says, why is he not given the like of that which was given to Moses? Did they not disbelieve in that which was given to Moses before? They say, two enchanters backing up each other. And they say, surely we are disbelievers in both. Say, then bring some other book from Allah which is a better guide than these two. I will follow it if you are truthful. You see, that's one thing about the Honorable Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey, the Messenger, whoever, Father-in-law. No matter what you say against them, whether you believe some of, all of, or none of their teachings, your challenge is, if you know a better way, you got a better program or a better plan, show and prove it. Show us your works. Build your own nation. It's a whole bunch of mentally deads out there that need guidance and need your help. So don't worry about arguing with each other. They say two enchantments backing up each other, and they say, surely we are disbelievers in both. Say, then bring some other book from Allah which is a better guide than these two. I will follow it if you are truthful. And if they answer thee not, know that they only follow their low desires. And who is more erring than he who follows his low desires without any guidance from Allah? Surely Allah guides not the iniquitous people. See, Allah don't waste his time casting pearls among swine. The messenger said in Fall Mac, the angels ain't coming, to dispute the truth. For what? You ain't gonna see me debating nobody. Be like, you what? You believe what? Sound like it's none of my business. That's working for you. Keep moving. I seen strong Christian. I like Pastor Geno Jennings, for example. I disagree with some stuff, just like I disagree with everybody on stuff. Everybody should disagree with me on some stuff. But I have to respect that man's passion and his commitment and his wisdom and his truth that he's teaching from that Bible. I love the Hebrew. I went a couple of years ago. We went out Harlem, and we got with the Hebrew Israelites. Utmost respect. I ain't come to argue with my brothers. I salute their work. And you know what they had? Shalom. See, that's the nature of the righteous. They not trying to argue. They'll argue and defend their teachers if you try to argue with them. If you try to slander their teachers or their leader, of course they got the right to defend themselves and defend their teachings. That's the first law of nature, self-preservation. But if you come in peace and you're sincere with your peace, if you come showing people respect, they'll respect you. The message said in his last Savior's Day, 1974, he said, even the devil will respect you if you show him respect. He said, we put the flag of Islam up on his soil. He's not telling us to take it down. So you got to understand the full teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad for maturity. In the event of conflict, contradiction, or confusion of the law, the higher ranking source of law should be obeyed. Now, this is an important theology, an important principle. I remember Brother Minister Malik Allah Cooley from Lex Street, shout out. He broke down one day an important point out, and he told me this like 35, 40 years ago, and it stuck with me. I held dear to it because it was a true. He basically, we was talking about some stuff with the teachers, and he basically was explaining when it comes to the messenger teachings, you can't just look at what he's teaching. You got to look at what did he consistently teach. See, over here he might mention polygamous marriages, but he consistently was like, ministers, one wife, you're committing fornication, adultery, messing with these other women. That was the the premise. That was the activation. That's how he practiced. He taught in 1957 the daily prayers. He taught how to make salat. Savannah got a little by B. Henry. We know all that. But you don't see him making rakats. Not because he didn't believe it, not because it's not part of the teachings, but he was dominant just with his palms outstretched. And then in 1972, during the theology of time, he changed his teachings. He modified his mathematics. He was like, oh, all the Muslims in the world face the east when they make that prayer. You know what I mean? He's like, you see, I turned my back on. He did about face, 180 degrees. Like the Holy Quran teaches, he gave us a new Qibla. He said, I don't want the FOI and MGT facing the east no more. So those of you that's making rakats to the east, you praying to the wrong God in the wrong direction. Those of you standing up facing the east, you're praying to the wrong God in the wrong direction. We face the west now. Those of you that are mature in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad understand that the messenger said a message to the black man in 1965. He said, come out of that spooky stuff. You know what I mean? He said, the Christians answer their own prayer. He said, we're supposed to answer our own prayers. You know what I mean? We're not waiting on the mission. Master Muhammad gives us the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, experience, and resources within ourselves to make things happen. You know what I mean? The messenger said, if you got a blue house in your head, and you build that blue house. You use your feet, your hands, your brain, your ears, your mouth, your nose, your eyes to manifest that which was mental into the physical. He said that is the God. Shown and proven. Show and prove. Know what I mean? So we have a beautiful theology here. I'm going to read this last page. This ain't the last page of this chapter. The chapter is actually kind of long here. But I'm gonna make this a 3-part. I read part 1 yesterday. Oh, also, make sure y'all click that subscribe button. It's important. We get the subscribe buttons. I want to make sure YouTube don't sabotage this down the line. See, I already had 400 videos, 500,000 views, and they stole my whole joint. They had some type of Islamic council from the east that got this logo. I still got it around here, so because I printed out my email. They sent this complaint. They kept complaining, saying I'm teaching Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came in person of a man and this, that, and the other, and it's blasphemous. And it's like, this is America. This ain't Mecca. You're supposed to have freedom of speech over here. I'm always respectful of every faith. I don't care if you're atheist, white, Chinese, follow Buddha, Krishna, Zeus. I'ma respect you. Know what I mean? You know, so it really was an insult because Messenger Elijah Muhammad teaches us we believe in Al-Khaliq, or we believe in one creator of creation. I mean, when we say the black man is God, we're not saying the physical man made the sun and like who was that? Pastor Geno Jennings. He got so much misinformation. Some sister told him Allah created himself in triple darkness from a blood clot and it was spinning around. See, people take an excerpt from what the messenger said and run with it. But what did the messenger say? He said, don't take my teachings hook, line, and sinker. He said, piece it apart. Now, I mean, the messenger taught science, spiritual science. He is crystal clear on how creation came about. There was no physical anything, and that's so spooky. Like if you do the math on that, people that talk like that, one, ask them their 99 actual facts. Ask them to recite Lost Found Miles lesson number 2. Number 1, who made the Holy Quran about 99 of 230 continuous 640 quadrillion miles circumference of our universe? Written out be. If you don't know the mathematics, you gotta leave that subject alone. It's too mathematical. I mean, you're better off quoting the messenger. See, when we defend the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we should not ignore the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I don't care what subject it is. You be like the creation of man. The first thing you're supposed to ask yourself is, what does the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teach us about the creation of the universe? What does he teach us how God self created himself. The messenger in his last book, Our Savior Has Arrived, and Reverend Geno Jennings, you would do well looking it up for yourself. Don't listen to these. It's like put it like this. Imagine me talking to a member of Pastor Geno Jennings' church, and they only been a Christian like 4 years. Sincere, they smart, they might have went to college, they might have got a GED, who knows. But there's simply certain things in the Bible they just simply don't understand yet. So they need the pastors to help explain it. They need to do more research. They need to go to those that have more experience in that field. Otherwise, somebody like me will be arguing stuff, and it's really a straw man's argument. It's like me being in the Nation of Islam, and I'm like, man, them Sunnis are spooky. They kissing the black stone in Mecca, and they running around the black rock trying to touch the rock. They think the rock is God. And Sunnis be like, we don't believe no black. We don't try to kiss no stone. Be like, but I see pictures. Yeah, some people do kiss the black stone. That's not part of Islam. That's not an obligation. They believe in one creator of all creation. The Hebrews believe in one creator of all creation. The Christians believe in one creator of all creation. The atheists and scientists believe in one energy that manifests all creation. We use different names to describe the exact same thing. And the Our Savior Has Arrived, the messenger, I'm giving you what he said in Savior's Day. I think it was 1969, but it's in the messenger's book, Our Savior Has Arrived, 1974. He said, how came that first God, Elijah? He said, you take these atoms out here, you see that they are round shape or they are oblong. He said, you crack them open, and everything you see out here, you see in there. And he himself says things like this. This is what he said at Savior's Day. Well, how came that first God? He said, we don't know, brother. We don't know. How could we know how the Creator created himself, and we're a byproduct of creation? See, before the black man was here, we came from the earth that we're on, according to the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. We didn't come from outer space. We came from the planet. He said in How Deep to Live, he said our bones are stone, our flesh is vegetation, our blood is water. We came out of earth, we go right back into the earth. All right? Now, the mind of man is infinite, capable of accomplishing anything that the brain can conceive. You can see the physical brain. It weighs 3 pounds in an adult. It weighs 7.5 inside of a child. Ounces inside of a child, black child. You know what I mean? 6 ounces in a white child. You know what I mean? The brain, the message explained that Allah had to wait until he produced that first brain cell for thoughts to travel 24 billion miles per second in the theology of time. So you got to know how to put it all together. See, I'm telling you where he said this. You know what I mean? He explained regarding that first God creating himself. He said the messenger of Allah, don't know. Any MGT, FOI telling you that they know, it's like, come on, when you raise your don't know to the level of knowledge, you're showing forth ignorance. You know what I mean? We don't know. That's not mathematics. You know what I mean? So what we're simply saying is, in religion, or different religions, they basically talk about the Creator. No matter what name, Yahweh, whatever, Allah, whatever, they talk about the Creator. Al-Khaliq in Arabic, the Creator. Okay. Scientists don't believe in God or religion. Atheists say they don't believe in God. Anytime an atheist says he or she don't believe in God, they negate the belief in God. They just say they don't. How can you not believe in something unless it's in existence? It may not physically be in the sky. It may not be Zeus with a thunderbolt. It may not be Allah, Jesus, but it's a thought in your mind. Santa Claus physically may be nowhere on earth. But if Santa Claus is an idea in the minds of parents and children, and I show you the picture of this big white guy in the red suit with a black ghetto or black belt holding all that fat in, that's Santa. If I show you this picture that came out of someone's brain of this guy on the cross with that's Jesus. If I show you some big giant chair with a bright white light, some white angels, you're like, that's God, that's Jesus, that's Allah, that's Yahweh, that's the Holy Tabernacle, that's the Holy of Holies. That's how it go. But all of the religions originally was teaching the truth. It's just that we always spook stuff up, add in, take out, spook it all up. But the reality is, and make sure this ain't cut off. Okay. The reality is, religious people just call it, or he or she or them, whatever, the creator. Scientists prefer the term the first cause, energy, antimatter, quarks, whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing, just said in a different way. It's all synonymous. In the Nation of Islam, we simply call it the black man's mind. So we're going to stop right there until tomorrow. Make sure y'all tune in. We're gonna finish this up tomorrow, even though it's going to be a little lengthy. I'm gonna finish, inshallah, Sakeen. I'm gonna finish this whole chapter up. I would love to give y'all a whole lot of other things, but we going to go into some other things. You know what I mean? The struggle continues. One love. Stay black. Stay conscious. If you're white and you're conscious and you're sincere, stay true to the cause of peace, truth, freedom, justice, and equality. We're not going to win. We already won. Assalamu alaikum. Peace, fam.